What happened? Was it an hour? I think you go live for an hour. It don't feel like it was an hour. But if it was, it was. Who cares? We have a family. Talking to my people right now. Welcome back to the Soup Show. Does this mean that it's a soup kitchen because I'm in the kitchen? Nah, I ain't feeding no homeless in here. But if they come, they can eat though. I ain't tripping at all. I do it for the people. It's the soup kitchen where you might shatter your reality. Soup kitchen. They say soup is good for the soul. Is the chicken noodle soup good for the soul? Can it just be all soup? Can it just be soup good for the soul? Let me know. But your reality might get shattered messing in soup kitchen. You might have to change your mind on some things coming into soup kitchen. That's all I'm saying. That last link you sent me when I asked was fire. Was it the Zoom call? Did you ask for the Zoom call last week, Jamal? Is that the one you're talking about? I don't be knowing what I be doing out here. But if you're talking about, last Monday, you know what's crazy though? I only sent that link out from people who asked, right? So I said, yo, hit me up. Y'all get the link. I put it on here, put it on Snapchat. I think I only got asked to send that link like by 4 people on both of those mediums. It's crazy, bruh. It's crazy. Yeah, I sent it to Damon though, man. You gotta tell him to share the link sometime. Like yesterday I kept it tame, man. We went over a lot of stuff. We just kind of kept it real basic. You know, even Summertime, who was on, he was like, "Oh, dang, no bars," and I was like, "Man, you know, it's as many bars." Like that was bar heavy on Monday. But the crazy thing is I've been doing real bars like that the entire time I've been doing Herbalife. And in terms of like videos and trainings that, you know, I do with the team where I go in, man, I probably got about 2.5 years worth on YouTube. So there's probably like 200 videos or something like that. Weekly calls, supervisor calls, all member calls, all bars. Sometimes it's difficult to just come up with like bars. You know, I could kind of go in, like if I listen to Mark Hughes, I kind of can elaborate on some stuff and bring it into like modern day understanding and, you know, kind of help people understand, because it keeps people with their basics. And maybe I should do that a lot more often, is watch Mark Hughes set a video up. And that's what I do. I set the video up too so that they can be hearing him. And then I bring it in. And I don't want to say like in layman's terms, but in like a respect the tradition terms and everything. You know what I'm saying? And like, yo, y'all gotta, he's telling y'all the goods. He's giving y'all the blueprint. It don't never change. And then I just put the little, put it in a soup. And that'd be what it is. But just imagine, right? If you really are like, yo, bar heavy, or you seen a couple of them, bar heavy, bar none, best ever, Bartholomew, right? That happens, and it's just like, I don't want to say I've run out of bars, because I don't run out of bars, but sometimes you don't want to be repetitive. Sometimes you want to give people what they want. And they just didn't ask questions on Monday, yesterday. I said, man, y'all better ask a question. We got new people. Ask me one little thing. because it's all mindset. Like it's not even action steps anymore. It's just mindset nowadays. How many guys in whatever you do just need to learn mindset? And I need to even learn different mindsets sometimes. And maybe if I do some more reading and listen, I'll have something like, ooh, that was a good passage. Let me bring this in and bring it into Herbalife world so that people can hear it and see it. And if you do, then you got an amazing call. And if not, somebody better ask a question so they can get it. But yeah, man, I appreciate the love on that. I felt like it was a crazy call. Sometimes you just go. You appreciate the audience. I appreciate the audience. Fans out there, fire. A lot of people are really dope. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to be a speaker. I didn't think I was going to be able to because I had stage fright my entire life, pretty much. In front of school classes, anything. I would, voice get cracked, teary-eyed, and, like shaky, or I would avoid it. Like, I do whatever it takes to not have to speak in front of the class like that. Maybe from my seat a little bit. Debating teachers, debating students. Like, that's kind of like cool. It wasn't as bad, but, I'm standing up doing like different type of stuff. Man. But people, this is the thing. People always told me, like, after hearing me speak and when we got a chance to speak about stuff, I've always been, like, a truth seeker, so I always kind of questioned religion growing up in the church and being around a lot of people. Like, you want to question. And it's not like to be a rebel. It's just things have to make sense. It has to feel good. Like, I can't have these moments in my mind where I'm like, yeah, but somehow I don't know if this feels so bad. Like, I hear what you say a sin is, but I don't know about, like, some of this stuff. I don't know about some of this otherworldly stuff. I don't, you know what I mean? So you're trying to, like, figure it out so that it can make sense, so you can do something that fulfills your life, right? Like, life is this experience, and, like, you want to be able to finish this experience. And you want to just be in the middle of it, having the best time of your life, not feeling like there's some grand design for you to not have fun and enjoy yourself and everything else like that. But they would be like, man, you're going to be a pastor. They said, watch, because that's how it comes around. The crazy thing is low-key, I'm truthfully very, very close to one. But what I'm not going to do is teach what they taught me. That's just it. And then, you see the roots. But, the crazy thing is as, like, when I started Herbalife, I was going to church a lot. And, like, the Bible, there is truth in the Bible. And then some of it is kind of crazy. So I think the Old Testament is like the juice. The New Testament, more historical, more Jesus-based, more... you got to do your research on, like, the stars. You guys got to do your research on the stars. That's all I'm going to say. But, through all of that, it's, I got a lot of insight. I got a lot of insight about reaping and sowing. I got a lot of insight about, like, just Genesis alone is crazy with Genesis, man. All of it, like, comes together now. But Genesis alone, there was, like, just one little part where it just talked about, like, we have dominion over, like, the birds, the bees, the animals, and everything else like that. And so with dominion, it's like control. It's like it's for you. Like, you can use it completely. Like, it's ours. And I said, oh, man, we got dominion. We got a kingdom, right? And then my pastor, he had said something crazy. This dude is good, though, man. This dude is good. And he said something crazy, and he said, like, everything that you want sits in this escrow. Like, and, it's cool because you can, like, use so many different types of teachings, and it kind of goes. So you could even use things like law of attraction, Abraham Hicks, and do the same thing. So Abraham Hicks has this thing where they're talking about these rockets of desire. So once you want something, it's out there, it exists. Right? And this is what we all gonna understand. Once you want something, once you think it exists, right? And some things just come to you faster. So some of the bigger things, they exist, but they also exist in the way that you construct them, right? So some people's success exists in their house, in their income, in their career. It exists, but you've already put it at the end of school. So that's where it exists. So that can be like an escrow, right? Or you want a certain car, or just, in whether you're being specific or not, like, I want to get a car in my dreams. Oh, I just want to get a expensive car. Oh, I just want to get a car that's going to give me girls. Oh, I just want a great convertible to drive in California, whatever it is. That exists, but depending on where you're at, like your belief puts it in your escrow further or closer. Now, most of us, we believe the stuff that don't help us out none. And so that's how you get it super fast, right? Man, nobody want Herbalife where I live. Like, you put it out there, so that's what you're going to get. You're going to get nobody wanting Herbalife, but you believe that way more than you believe in going to president's team. So that comes and happens fast. Now, imagine if you really believed in Herbalife and getting the press team. If you believed in press team, that you were going to get the press team. Like, that you are a press team member, that you're the leader of an organization. If you believed it, then that rocket of desire or that thought or that escrow is going to come faster. But like how you believe is like this, it's like your arm. It's like a push and a pull. Like, pull things closer because you believe it. And everything that's like reality, what we want to call reality, we usually believe that stuff first. Right? I'm fat. Boom. Right in front of you. I can't do something. Boom. You're going to catch it right there. Right in the face. So-and-so is like this. So-and-so is like that. Like, I don't even call people haters. Because if I call them a hater, like, that's something, no matter what, it doesn't even have to be something that you want. Like, you don't have to be saying, I want this. Like, I want to not have haters. Once you say, I want to not have haters, there's not a recognition of not. God don't recognize not. The universe doesn't recognize not. There's no negativity. It's all positive. So the not gets taken out of your statement and it says, I want haters. And so there's a not. You can't focus on the absence of or the avoidance of. You can only focus on a thing. And haters is a thing. You can't focus on not having haters. So you got to focus on the positive part of what you want. Or the positive from the negative. Like, so if you don't want haters, just say, I want fans. I want clients. I want more family members. I want to make great relationships. Right? I want to be accepted. Like, so you have all of these things that you could put in place of, I don't want haters. Right? Which, like, you could say it differently. And so he was like, I'm catching this message like of dominion, and I'm like, man, we got dominion. So for me, that let me know that everything's working for me. Everything's working in any way that I touch it or interact with it, people included, it's actually for me, right? This is what I'm thinking 5.5 years ago as I'm starting Herbalife. Even before I'm like Herbalife, I was just in a place of like, man, maybe I have to go back to church. Like, I'm like trying to find something. And man, it was a good ass idea to go to church. Like, it's crazy. Right? Who would have thought? And then so he's like, yo, everything you want is an escrow. You just gotta go get it. And he says, so that kingdom, like, you do get a kingdom here. You do get a kingdom here. Right? Don't get caught up in there's this like kingdomness. Guess what? You get a kingdom there. Everybody gets one. Like, there ain't no like, you don't get one, like, go to hell. Don't believe the negative. The negative stuff, don't believe that. Now, there is negative stuff in life. You do have demonic and devilish people in life, like the ones that's telling you the world is round, like all of them. But when you leave, it's not like this designated place that's going to like separate and delineate you. Y'all might not be ready to hear that. Right. So I don't even think about that stuff because I'm worried about the here and now. I'm worried about this physical experience that I can control with my non-physical power. Ooh. The non-physical power that you have dictates how you have physical interactions in an experience. Now, the key to that is recognizing the non-physical power. And so that's what I did. I'm only talking about me, right? I'm talking about how I almost got sucked into being a pastor. I was never going to be a pastor. I wasn't going to be a pastor, man. It get hot. Like, it's hot sitting right here, and like, I couldn't be up there in a 3-piece suit, like going, and like be sweating, and then you got to be out of shape. Like, so it's not really like for me. But so like, I'm listening. I'm like, okay, we got escrow. And then what you got to do is, like, when somebody tells you about being created in its image, like, part of us is going to want to, like, visually personify the creator and speak about the creator, creators, like, whatever, man. Once you, like, oh my gosh, if y'all find out the truth or even get close to the truth, you're not even going to know if you can even put, like, if you can identify the creation, the source of creation. Like, it's gonna be like, you're gonna be like, I gotta try to fit it all together, like who, what, how, like which. It's crazy, right? But once you kind of say, well, we are created, and in that creation, you're given the same abilities to create. You're also given the same knowledge and wisdom to create, right? And the thing is, once you kind of get tapped in and tuned in, you're going to be able to notice that everything exists for everybody to gather information from. So some people call it like psychic ability. Some people just call it being connected or being one. But like, that's why people have the same ideas at the same time. And they could be like the cross, and like, somebody, oh, you stole that from me. Like, nah, like, that was my idea. Like, I remember when I first started rapping, I had lyrics verbatim that somebody else, like, was on mainstream, and I was like, yo, I wrote that. Like, those 2 bars, I wrote those exact 2 bars, and somebody else, and obviously they didn't steal it from me because I didn't have it put out in any type of thing. I just typed it. But once I sent it, it's available for everybody, right? And so you have this creator who created you, right? Who created all of us. Set us up. It's just like, boom. You guys have my power. Go do what you want. It's kind of like being in a project. The project is a project. Just want to see what happens. And there's rules that we're governed by, karmic rules. We would say, we can't say even gravitational rules because that doesn't exist, right? But there's certain things that it just exists as parameters, right? And it also exists as guidelines. It also exists as confirmation. So that's one of the things that a lot of people don't have that was given to them by the creator, is the ability to recognize confirmation. So you got to start, when you hear something twice in a row, there's something that you're for you. 2 days in a row, bam, bam, like, dang, you're the second person that talked about Bitcoin, like, off the random. Like, oh man, this is the second time I seen this something. Or I heard it here. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the discernment. So as I'm sitting, as I'm learning, as I'm trying to find answers, and I've always been metaphorical. That's why I'm like a great poet. I can rap. Like, so I'm good with like metaphors, similes, analogies, symbolism, like not just the wordplay, which is something about words, even English language words, which lend a lot of credibility to like power, right? But all of that, like, that's just, it's a talent, right? But it's also prophetic, meaning that I could take something and make it into the meaning that it's meant to be for your whatever message, right? And this is something that even, the pastor told me. He said, we would be in Bible study, and I would like take it and be like, boom, and everybody be like, oh, it's part of the educators. I'm like a natural teacher, natural educator, and everything. That's why people are like, oh, well, you don't do like no rapping. I said, I'm not an entertainer. I'm an educator. Now, you may get entertainment within it because I'm cool, like, and I'm funny, like, on purpose. Like, I like being funny, but it's not like that. Like, I'm not going to distract you. Entertainment's a lot of distraction. There's talent, and then there's, like, entertainment. Don't be fooled by the entertainment. Sports entertainment, don't be fooled by the sports entertainment. A lot of this don't be fooled. Look, I'm on like 1,100 different tangents, man. Right? So, I'm learning 5.5 years ago that I have a crazy amount of escrow, right? And I understood the escrow. I understood that account, that excess, because I used to do real estate. So when he's saying it, like, things like this click because I can visualize it. Like, I can like, oh, escrow, like everything is just there waiting for you to do the right things, right? So with escrow, it's, escrow's like the middleman to make the deals go through. So they hold like the checks, deposit, deeds, all that stuff. And they're like, sign this, you sign this. All right, what's the conditions and terms? Bring it, boom, boom, boom. Turn it to escrow, Escrow goes down the checklist. Boom, escrow closes. You got the house, loans, like stuff like that, right? Escrow, it kind of like makes sure that everybody do it. Because who wants to do it as an agent, loan off? You don't want to do all that stuff. There's people that do it for you. Checklist, make sure everything goes. All you got to do is get the right signature. So I'm listening, learning that I got to go through a checklist of belief and action to get everything out of escrow. That's still accumulating. Take this on yourself. And if you've never gone through anything like escrow to like really be able to visualize it, right? Like, so if you bought a house or did a loan or did a refi or was in the industry, it's going to make a lot more sense. But you have everything that you want exists. But you got to set your belief system up to bring it to you faster. Okay? You got to go through your checks. Some of the checks got to be like, get rid of limiting beliefs. Cool. New environment. Cool. Better habits. Cool. Right? Belief in myself. Cool. Belief in myself. Cool. Belief in myself. Cool. Belief in myself. Cool. No doubts. Cool. Be doubtless. Cool. Oh, have faith. Cool. Have high belief. You gotta see how I automatically switched it from having the like doubtless. Less doesn't exist. So I can't say doubtless. That means I'm saying doubt. So you got to be that good that you're catching yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be so good in the way that you're speaking. You're catching yourself even when we do things like, oh, man, I'm just trying to make it out here. Oh, man, dang, I said try. Even though you're just shooting the shit with the people that you know. You got to like be able to start catching yourself. So even as I'm like going and boom, 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 I got to catch myself so that you guys understand that I fully believe in whatever I'm saying. And then I got to catch it to switch it up so that it'll make even more sense. Right? Have faith. Boom, boom, boom. Go through your checklist. And then the action within that checklist. Then your escrow comes. Then your abundance comes. And he said words like abundance. And like for me, as you like read and hear abundance, you're literally like, yo, everything. Abundance means like more than, I don't know, like have y'all ever imagined what more than enough is? Look, when people get money and they say money ain't everything, it's because it's like, all you're gonna do is do stupid stuff. It's more than enough. It's more than like, what is there to do? Like you gotta give it away. You gotta be like, man, I should probably just give my mom some money. Man, I should probably go do something reckless. Abundance. But then you get an abundance of everything else though too. You get an abundance of respect. You get abundance of credibility. Like that's the most thing is you can literally live your message. And that's where the separation of why you don't go to certain places is because the message and the messenger don't even line up. The message and the messenger don't line up. and you guys are expecting to get like all the answers of salvation, and you ain't even looking at the messenger like, yo, it should be different if you believe what you say. If you believe what you say, it has to look different. The dominion has to look different. The abundance has to look different. If you, this is how I operated for 5.5 years ago. Like this was like the thought process. Was like, once I'm going down this path, once I'm claiming that I believe the way that I believe, and the crazy thing is, confirmation worked for you, boy. I was getting confirmation. Bang, bang, bang. I had a dream. Talk to God. God told me to not take a job when I first started Herbalife. Woke me up. Can't take the job. Yeah, you're right. Bravest thing I ever did. Needed a job. Felony. Unemployed. Herbalife was starting. Wasn't even cooking yet. Only been like about a month. Wasn't supervisor. Heard the voice. Heard it. Real heard it. Some people really can hear. Some people be lying. They be lying. Can't trust everybody. Heard the voice. Same story. My story ain't changed 5.5 years. Same story. Said, man, can't take the job. People. I told them. People that believed in me. People that needed me to be better. Needed me to have a job. Told them, can't take the job. They'll tell you right now. It's the truth. Really heard the voice. Got another confirmation. Friend got killed. Had a dream. Talked to him. He kind of represented God and himself at the same time. So there was like a conversation with him. Talking about revenge. His brother getting revenge or not. He said, nah, cool. That's going to go. But he also represented God. And there was a couple of ways that I was able to discern that it was like a God, because I was sitting at his feet. So like there's symbology that you can take into the subconscious that's going to like connect you to like what you can be able to relate to. Right? So not everything's completely what it is. Some stuff that you actually think or know or heard will shape your reality of your dreams. And even if you die, that is going to shape what you have already constructed that your afterlife is going to be, or like your version of God or your version of anything is going to come from what you have already collected physically, right? So sitting at the feet was something that, as I retold the dream to myself in the morning, which is still vivid, I was able to do. So in the dream, like we're sitting at his feet, and there's like a riot going on. It was me and my brother. Shout out to Marcus all day, who's tuned in right now. It was me and my brother. And mind you, I got a blog on this, so you guys could go read like the story, right? Because I wrote it. I was like, let me write this. Just because it's like crazy. We're sitting at his feet, and it's a riot going on. But it's like I could see it, but it was silent. It was like it was on mute, right? So, and I'm catching all of this stuff, like all this meaning at the same time. And so it was like, as we're sitting there talking to him, right? And it's like, if your eyes are on God, then it doesn't matter what's going on around you. This is my discernment. This is my prophecy. This is me being a prophet. Is seeing this, right? So if your eyes are on the truth, then it don't matter what's going on around you. But then what I do in a dream, I stopped looking. I started paying attention. And as I started, and we're unaffected. It's going on and we're unaffected. We in a bubble. Boom, having a conversation. You can see peripherally everything going to crap, but because of what you're focused on, it don't even affect you. You don't even hear it. What I do in the dream, start looking, start paying attention. What happened? The riot got real. The noise, the anger, the destruction, the violence, loud. Where was my eyes supposed to be? Guess what happened? Disappeared. This is a dream. This is real. So my brother's sitting there looking, still having that same interaction as in if he's listening. And I'm sitting there like, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? And how many of us have been in these situations where everything is going around at you and it's crazy and you're looking like, where are you? How could this be happening if you're supposed to be here? This is a real dream. Right? This is what I said. Because I seen that my brother was still doing what he was supposed to do. I said, show yourself to me. Reveal yourself. Blink of an eye, came right back. Boom, everything's silent. Still going on. Like, it doesn't stop. Like, what's going on in the world doesn't stop. Boom. I'm looking. I said, this is what I said in my dream. This is 2012. I might have been around May. Rest in peace to my brother Corn. This was him in my dream wearing all white. Right? He got buried in all white too. I think I had the dream before the funeral. And we look, and I said, man, you never have to show yourself again. So for me, this is what I took from it too as well, is once you know, you ain't got to ask no more. You just got to get back in the pocket of knowing that it's there, knowing that it's true, knowing who you are and where you came from and what your ability is and how you can be protected from what's going on. If you know that, then why you keep on asking like for another, like you ain't got to ask him to show you something. You don't got to, like you just talking to him. Blatant conversation with your creator. Blatant conversation with the truth. Blatant proof. Like how many of us have the proof, man? Oh man, I don't even know how I survived that car accident. You flipped around, went over the thing, ran over you. You got the tire mark across your chest. Not a bruise. Bing, bing, bing. Go through your whole life, nothing. Bang, bing, 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 bing. Like you know you covered. And you still asking for strength. You still asking for patience. You still asking for discernment. You still asking for stuff that you already know is there and that's giving you. And this is where it has to be. Your connection has to be to the fact that you know that you are given everything already. But if you don't keep recognizing it, you're going to keep asking. And it's like, you got to get to the point where you're like, man, I ain't got to get proved again. No matter what's happening, I already know the truth. And then when you know the truth, they can't lie to you no more. They can't give you these false messages. They can't just hoot and holler and sweat and and do all this stuff and hit you in the way they're supposed to get hit because you're not going to resonate with it because you already know the truth. And it was revealed to you. I just know what I dreamt. And I got some of the realest dreams ever. I always dream about tomorrow. I always dream about people. I always dream about the conversation that needs to be had and I get a chance to see what's supposed to be done. I was blessed with vision. You know how I know I got vision? It's because when I drank my first sip of an Herbalife shake, my eyesight, like, it cleared up. And it wasn't like I could see, like, necessarily better, but I had this physical manifestation of vision. Like, we could connect eyesight and vision and kind of have it relate to the same thing. Except when your eyes is closed, what are you actually seeing? When you have belief and faith in what's to happen, you're not really seeing it. So it ain't like an eyesight thing, but because we connected to eyesight, I drank my first shake. And people have heard me say this from stage because I don't gotta lie to nobody. I'm by myself. I drink the shake and I said, things are gonna be different. How you gonna know that stuff's gonna be different? How do you know that you're gonna change your life? Unless it was given to you as a gift for you to know these things. And you can't squander it once you know. Like, you gotta do it. Like, it was like a roadmap. It was a sign. Bam, can't you see? Yeah, things is gonna be different. So can't nobody ever get me and knock me off of like what I be on. Can't nobody tell me a lie and think that I'm not gonna follow. Man, I have to follow my instincts because there's been moments in the past when I did it and I know where it landed me. I know where it got me and I know the moment that I was getting the sign to be on the right track. I know So many times in the first 30 years of my life, even now, 36 years, I still see it. Like, most people ain't living with that. And so if you already know what a creator is, and somebody talk about the flat earth, then you get a chance to say, man, I know y'all don't know who God is, because you ain't even recognize how much he created this place for you, because you think the sun is so far. If the sun, no matter how you look at it, son of God, whatever, if the sun is 95 million miles away, that's too far. You just got to be connected. You just got to be connected. So they always be like, yeah, you're going to be a pastor or a preacher. I said, man, I don't know about all that. But we could do it without the whole synagogue and chapel and everything else like that. Man, we could do it like this. You could meet me in the streets and ain't nobody got to, you ain't got to donate to your boy. Because I don't believe in it. You got to put 10% back into the earth. You got to put 10% back into what you have dominion over. 10% of the seeds, man. We ain't even got seeds to put 10%. Man, grapes, man. Oh, man, eat these grapes. Nope, grapes ain't got no seeds. I hate them now. I hate grapes now. They still good, but I hate them because I had them with seeds 2 months ago. And I was like, yo, at first it was annoying. Then I'm like, yo, I ain't had a grape with a seed in it for so long that I'm annoyed from a natural seed. Man, they got us, they got us twisted. Right? They got us twisted. Put the seed back in, boom, and you will get tenfold. That's what that means, man. Not like seed money, yeah, if you look at it, because it all still works. Natural, physical, spiritual, like it all still works. But this is not real. So it's not really seed money. It can't be. It can't be this that they're talking. Understand that. Understand where you from, and you think that they was talking about 10% of this? How could this 10% be really what divine wisdom was talking about? Man, it's 10% of what you eat. It's 10% of what can feed somebody else, for real, for real. Y'all got, man, think about it. Get a bunch of bananas. Replant one banana. What's one banana tree gonna do? A lot. Do you understand you could feed your family on like a super small plot of land? Think about the 10% of like what you will be eating and you could do on a small plot of land that feeds your family for like a year. That's the 10% that's gonna get you tenfold. 10% of something that's fake? 10% of something that's fake? How they talking about that? You can't. Gotta find something. You gotta find something. This is enough bars for yesterday, man, that I didn't get to, my guy. So those who ever got a chance to catch this, like, they winning. But this is just my experience, and it works. And I want everybody to believe in whatever they want to believe in. But the thing about it is, like, it has to work for you. Like, it has to bring you happiness. It has to bring you joy. It has to bring you solace, peace, results. It has to be contagious, right? It has to do something for other people. It has to be the evidence. Like, it has to work that you're the evidence of what you say. Like, you can't say nothing and people be like, well, why would I do it? Like, based off you. Can't nobody take away none of that from what you talk about. What this one talk about. What this one be on. Can't look and be like, nah, and it's not perfect. I got all kind of flaws, man. I got all kind of stuff that I ain't good at or that I need to get better at. But in general, man, it's working. It gotta work. And you know it works because anybody that knows me, man, it comes out, it flow like water. I ain't gotta read a book. Oh, I like listening to so-and-so. Man, I come off the top with all of this. And it's gonna be perfect. And it's gonna be right. And it's gonna hit. You can't. You can't deny when you feel it. You can't deny when you feel it. And at the end of it, I ain't gonna gotta put no quotations on somebody else's quote. I ain't gotta put no, this is the site, this is the reference of my knowledge, my infinite knowledge that I can be tapped into. Like I'm tapped into everything. You're allowed to be tapped into everything. You ain't gotta never quote nobody. Right? Most of the time you hear something, you're like, dang, I knew that. I don't know how I knew that. I knew that. Boom. That's how you know it's true. Man, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. Boom, boom, bam, bam, bam. Boom, 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 boom. If it don't hit you, if it don't resonate, don't keep it. Don't keep it. Right? I'm going to get off this joint. I got to do some stuff, man. We did like 2 hours of talking. Yeah, I could save this video if y'all want me to send it to you. I'll shoot it to you like an inbox or something like that. Instagram. Facebook. I might put it on Facebook, man. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna keep it cool. So, all right, y'all.